Okay. So, oops. I messed up. Ladies and gentlemen, I need to change the score, but after that, we shall get going. I present to you Project vs. Johnek, game number 1 on La Mancha. This is the Altitude Nation Wars match between Russia and Poland. And I actually changed the score wrong. Ah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Russia. Don't hate me. You guys are winning. Okay. So in the top right, as the White Terran, we do have Project, who's in the chat, who's in the stream chat right now. And in the bottom left, as the Green Terran, we have Johnek. So it looks like we have a TVT. Uh-oh. This could be a long one. Project is admiring his opponent's ping. I guess that's what Project looks for in a girl or a guy or whatever. If you're a pretty lady and you're interested in Project, make sure you have good ping. I think that's the important thing to take away from this. If you don't have good ping, you don't have a shot with Project. Anyway. Boom. Alright, good. So, Project doing the Gosu Depot, gonna let his SCVs pop out a little bit closer. And we just have a depot here by the gas. No, I think it's fine. Anyway. So, Project has recently been causing quite a splash in the foreign scene. Basically, a little bit of history about him is... Actually, did I have the players right? Yeah, okay. So, Project actually went like AFK for a long time. Kind of like during the TSL2 / ISL1 era, he was just like not playing StarCraft for whatever reason. But then for ISL2, he actually came back and got, I believe he made it all the way to the round of 8, where he lost against Zeki in a pretty nice best of 5. Of course, Zeki did go on to win the whole thing, so that was pretty exciting. So doing very well there, and since then he's been doing really well in a lot of these smaller foreign tournaments. So definitely a very good player, and of course he has a monstrously high APM. If you guys watch his stream, you'll know he's just got crazy APM. Anyway, Johnek moving out with an SCV, scouting around. Project not going to scout just yet, and looks like he's actually going for a 14cc, or sorry, not 14cc. 1-Rax expand. Excuse me. What am I talking about? Whereas Johnek has taken his gas. Now Johnek, the only tournament I've seen him in was like a 2v2 island tournament, I think. So, as far as I know, he's just like a 2v2 player. But I'm not really sure. Yeah, I think I've only seen him in a random 2v2 island tournament. Anyway, I don't know if Game is still here. Maybe he can shed some more light. So Project has gone for the 1-Rax FE. Now, as far as I know, Project actually 1-Rax FEs in all 3 matchups. This is like his only opening build. Okay, no, that's not fair. It's not his only opening. He actually played some sick openings against Bakryu in the show match this week. But yeah, Project, this seems to be his go-to opening for actually all 3 matchups. So yeah, I actually thought I could continue that point, but apparently that was my entire point. But that's fine. And it looks like Johnek's SCV is barely not going to get away, because there was a Marine hiding under that barracks. What a sneaky little guy. And the bunker will complete. I actually saw a really unfortunate TVT that Project played today on his stream this afternoon, where like the other guy got Vultures here literally 5 seconds before the bunker finished and killed all his Marines, and then he just lost instantly. Man, that was actually a really sad game. But anyway, Johnek getting a starport and a siege tank. Interesting. Perhaps going for Wraiths. Perhaps going for... Well, I don't think a drop makes as much sense. I think it's going for Wraiths. And it looks like we have a... Oh, that's nice. So just now when I looked at the barracks, I thought this looks a little bit too far to the left. So I thought maybe if there was any kind of vulture run-by attempt, he'd just pull SCVs. But in fact, he deliberately made it this far to the left because he could fit a barracks in here. That's actually really smart. Wow, very nice. And his factory is about to finish now. Meanwhile, Johnek has scouted him, and Project is only just now moving out with the SCV, so a really, really late scout. And oh, look at this! There was actually a second starport I did not notice. I'm so sorry. I was like, my screen was here, just barely didn't see this guy. So it is actually going to be 2-port Wraith from Johnek against the 1-rack expand. So how is Project? Project's going to 2-port as well! Project is actually going to 2-port as well. It's going to be 2-port on 2-port action. Oh my goodness, this is going to be so exciting. The problem though is that Johnek's going to have so many more Wraiths. And if he gets Cloak, it's going to be way faster because, well, these starports are only half finished. I think Project should actually be in a lot of trouble right now because he's relying on these Wraiths for anti-air. He's not getting an engineering bay, he's not getting an armory, and he's going to have a bunch of Wraiths in his base soon. And I don't know if did those Wraiths cross paths with the SCV? I don't know. Oh man, I just missed that. I'm not sure if he's actually saw it. Is Project reacting any? No, he's not actually reacting, so it looks like the SCV didn't see it, but now it's going to get into the base. Now he's going to see the starport. Is he going to go high enough to see the second starport? Yes, he is. Now Project sees the 2-port Wraith. He realizes it's a lot faster than his. So how is he going to defend this? Is he going to bet? Yes, he's going to get an engineering bay, but he's getting harassed at his natural right now, and I mean, he's just going to be behind in the Wraith count the whole game. Looks like there's also one siege tank at the front, so Project just under huge pressure right now, having to repair at the front, getting harassed at his natural. I'd like it if like maybe he split those Wraiths off and a couple went into the main. I mean, Johnek is not, he doesn't know what Project's doing right now. He should go into the base and scout around and see what's up and maybe do some harassment there, make sure, you know, pick off the SCV building an engineering bay. And it looks like he's going to see the 2 ports of Project, so now both players know exactly what's going on. He's going to snipe the SCV building engineering bay. It's 2 Wraiths against 3 Project, going to try and do some fancy micro, going to use the Marines to support, and it looks like he missed a volley, but is it going to be enough? It looks like, oh, another Wraith moving in, both players losing a Wraith. Meanwhile, a tank came out for Project, so he's going to be fine at the front. And indeed, Johnek pulling his units back, and also just going to regroup a little bit with these Wraiths. I'm going to move in with the barracks as well. Looks like he's just going to try and micro across the cliff behind the natural here, just going to pick off a few SCVs. But I think Project, you know, he's getting Cloak now, and it looks like there's actually no Cloak. No Cloak from Johnek. By the way, Johnek and Project, they're like really similar. I feel like I'm mixing up these names a lot. I don't know. And, well, a decent number of kills, but is he going to lose another Wraith? No, he's going to move into the natural. The engineering base finished, but there's no turrets in sight just yet. And, oh no, looks like Project making a mistake, running a little bit too far ahead, and is he going to lose both his Wraiths? It looks like he will. Yes, he will. Man, it seems that both players kind of missing volleys here and there. Just, I'm not really sure if the Wraiths are just bugging out or something. And look at this, Johnek, by the way, has 4 guys on gas. I'm pretty sure that's intentional. You do mine gas just ever so slightly faster with 4 guys. So you know, since he's only on 1 base, he wants to get as much gas as he possibly can to support these this 2-port Wraith build. Meanwhile, we do finally have a turret in Project's main minerals. Probably wants another one here, perhaps, and one in his natural. Yes, indeed, he's getting one in his natural. But the Wraiths are coming in now. And it looks like going to snipe an SCB. Oh, looks like Cloak is finished, but there's only 1 Wraith. Scan goes down, and Project loses that Wraith, but there is a turret there to help defend. Only 1 more Wraith for Project. I'm surprised he didn't use a second Wraith. How many scans does Johnek actually have? Oh, Johnek actually doesn't have enough energy for another scan, so this Cloak Wraith is now going to help him out. And so actually that decision makes more sense now. Project made him use a scan just for that 1 Wraith, and now he uses the second Wraith to chase away the Wraith of Johnek. So now he's got a turret, rather 2 turrets in each mineral line. He's actually going to cover this with an engineering bay. So Project is going to be completely safe, and Johnek's expansion is only just now going up. So I think Project is in a very nice position, having held off that 2-port with his own 2-port. Hey! Meanwhile, a double armory. What the heck? Double armory for Johnek. I'm pretty sure that's a mistake. I think he forgot he built this one at the south. I can't imagine him going for double upgrades when his natural is like not even halfway done. Anyway, looks like we have a 3rd starport. Project going for mass Wraiths. Now, I did actually see him do this today in TVT. Wraith tank. He's actually pretty good at it. But he's actually not making tanks. He's just like, he's only doing the Wraith part of this. And with his, you know, much faster 2 bases, he's going to be able to pump a lot more Wraiths than Johnek, who has actually switched into Mass Factory. So Johnek is not using his Starports anymore. He's just got 4 Wraiths. Looks like he's going to repair them. But Project's going to be the one that's going for the Mass Air. So this is actually really interesting. I think this Barracks might want to be a little bit further out though, just so tanks can't range him. What I mean is, of course, that siege tanks shoot farther than they can see. So if you have a spotting unit ahead, you actually get further range on the tanks. And it looks like Project's just going to move his Marines out right now. Apparently he feels that he doesn't need them anymore to defend, so he's going to go use them for scouting, and that's fine. And look at this! Oh man, Johnek sending an SCV ahead to make a turret, just way too far ahead. Meanwhile, scouting SCV is going to waltz right into the base here. Wow, that SCV timing. Oh man, now it looks like Johnek's actually not upgrading with either armory, so that's definitely a mistake. But he's moving out with kind of a medium-sized force here. And he does scan the front. He sees Project's tanks are moving out. Where the heck is Project going with these? Is he going to try and like intercept? He's got a siege up though. Oh man, he's got a siege up right now. Use the Wraiths. Oh my god. Oh my god. He's like, oh, panic. Oh shit. Oh shit, but he's going in with the Cloak Wraiths. He's gonna snipe everything. The scan goes down, but there's not enough anti-air. Oh my god, Project has way too many Wraiths. All the Wraiths going down, the Goliath going down, the Marines going down, and suddenly Johnek's tanks are sitting ducks. 3 free siege tanks for Project to devour. Oh, Nesu. Ah, pew pew pew, pew pew pew. The pew pew lasers of Project are showing Johnek what's up. He's gonna even lose that barracks too. A couple of Goliaths tried to go out and save him, but no. And it looks like Project even manor turreted Johnek's third right here. How very rude. Tisk tisk. In the meantime, Project getting his own third at the 3 o'clock. And is actually adding on a second factory now, so he is actually going to be going for Wraith Siege Tank, as I said. Pretty interesting strategy. Usually what TVT comes down to in the mid game is either you go Goliath Siege Tank with dropships, or you just go Wraith Siege Tank, like a pure Wraith Siege Tank. And it's very interesting when you see like one style against the other, because it ends up being a lot of like, you know, if your dropships get caught by Wraiths, you know, you're screwed. But you have a lot, like the Goliaths are obviously very good against Wraiths, so it's kind of like the mobility of the Wraiths versus the stronger ground army of the Goliath tank. It's actually a really interesting dynamic. I actually really enjoy playing TVT. Observing is sometime, I mean, depends on the players. If they're very active, it can be very interesting. Like I actually really enjoyed watching Project's TVT earlier today. But yeah, it's a really strategic matchup. It's actually quite good. A lot of people don't like it, but I'm fine with it. Anyway, 75 supply for Johnek versus 103 for Project. And look at this. He's actually taken one of these middle ridges on this map. Of course, as you can see on the minimap, there are these 4 of these spokes, kind of like on HBR. These seem to be all the rage nowadays. A lot of the recent maps have these random spokes in the middle of the map. And look at this Wraith fleet. Oh my goodness. We need some Ride of the Valkyries music soon here. Anyway, the mana turret's finally gone down, so Johnek is going to be able to take his third, but Project immediately going for the 12 o'clock, going to take both 12 and 3, just going to get a nice quick